Watch Mindless Mornings every damn day.
Hey y'all, welcome to a Mindless Morning Show special interview. Sit back and relax with your hosts, Nick and Josh.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Mindless Morning Show. Extremely special guest today. We have Sherry Nelson, who is a model, an actress, producer. She's worked on movies. She's been involved with movies like It, John Wick. I mean, she's getting everywhere, and we are really excited to have her on the show. How are you today?
I'm fine. Thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, we are super thrilled.
Nick, I think you forgot like one of the coolest things about her. One, she's Canadian. Two, she's also in the like lumber trading business.
Yes, I know.
I was.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, was. That's cool.
It is. Lumber's good.
To me, it sounds cool.
It is actually. You know, I'm a full of useless information for your next cocktail party. Where you guys are, you can see that maybe not in Florida so much, but if you see a lot of lumber rolling on the train or on the highway, it's a sign of a healthy economy. A healthy housing market is a healthy economy. So when you see a lot of it on the move, it's a good thing. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. That is a good, and I live just like right outside of Austin, and there's a train track that goes right through Austin. I'm going to keep an eye out for lumber from now
BNSF, because that's one of my rail line spurs. I did the BNSF and the Union Pacific when I worked in lumber, and so Dallas, Fort Worth, they were really good to us.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Florida was a little too far logistically because you paid for the freight rates. But one time I got some wood close to Tampa. And there was a little pin on my map. It was a big day when that happened.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool. So
how does that all work? Like, I mean, I'm completely like dumb to all that. I know nothing of it. I mean, it sounds awesome.
Well, we manufactured lumber, my family, in the southeast corner of British Columbia. We were located 40 miles north of the Montana border, so just north of Kalispell, Montana. And when I sold lumber predominantly, I sold it to lumber traders, which would be like you buying stocks from a stock trader. A lot of times the trader were the middleman. They never saw the wood, but they knew where to put it or store it in a reload until the market popped up, and then they would make bigger margins, things like that. So, you know, it's almost like a rolling stock if you were to see it on the highway or, you know, on the rail.
yeah, that is so cool. I am gonna keep out for lumber because that's cool.
It's good. This year they had the record-breaking year. It was a big year for them because I think with COVID, everybody cocooned at the beginning. Nope, you remember, like everybody went out, bought their toilet paper, bought their groceries, and everybody started doing their honeydew projects, and lumber was high. Nobody was investing, and then all of a sudden renovations took off like they never did before. So hopefully the momentum in the lumber sector continues in the United States and Canada.
I hope so. I do. From where I'm at, like, and Josh is going to give me shit here, but I'm a new construction and remodel plumber, and the reason why Josh gives me shit, so the reason why Josh gives me shit for that is because I've literally brought it up in every single episode we've ever had. And
Josh, he's like, gosh, she won't stop talking about lumber.
Yeah, I mean, this is your first time hearing it. This is like I don't even know how many times I've heard it now.
Yeah. So, Josh, sorry, but you know, it comes up in context.
Not really.
So, So whenever COVID started, people were doing a lot of renovations, like you said, and so we were getting overloaded with work when we thought we were going to be slow. It's pretty crazy how that. Yeah.
Has the momentum continued for you, or is it now switched over to new construction?
It's still, honestly, we have a lot of remodels going on right now. Like I just finished one today, and we've got so many more coming. Although, like, I'm sure you might know that like Texas like completely froze over last week.
Oh, and I couldn't. Yeah, you know, it's amazing how Mother Nature Right, but for the longest time, and even where I live, we're right on the Alberta border, and wind farms. We were told, oil's bad, wind farming, and solar and things like that. It's good to have alternatives, but when Mother Nature is angry and you get a freezing snowstorm in the wrong climate, it really tests the limits of those alternatives. And unfortunately, I hate so many people, really suffered from it, but. Yeah, Texas. Is it true they said, I think every 20 years you might get a freak storm like that? Is that true?
So this one is 120 years.
100. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
this was
Yeah, well, in Canada, that's normal weather and in that time of year. And they were saying like our natural gas, everything's buried underground. So it's insulated. But in Texas, it's above ground, so it's vulnerable. And so there's so many things. And then you probably saw that one thing going around where in Canada, we have our winter clothes and our summer clothes. And in those Nashville, Texas and things, they had flip-flops and, T-shirt over T-shirt over T-shirt because it's not usual for your area. So.
Yeah, it was really weird. Like, and I lived in Iowa for 3 years up there, right by the Minnesota border. I lived up there for 3 years, and so when it started getting like that here, I was kind of like, oh well, this really sucks because I was done with this weather, and it's back, but only for like a week. But seeing all of like the natives, I mean, I am a native, but I was just there for 3 years. But seeing all of like the natives that have never left. Dealing with it was hysterical because it was just chaos. And so this week I've just been repairing water heaters and busted pipes. So, boring.
So where is the town that in Canada that you had grown up in?
So in Canada, as I said, I was in close to a town called Cranbrook, British Columbia, and it's along the Alberta border, Montana border. So it's there. But I moved over to the island because I didn't want to experience the snow. And when you guys got the snow, we got the snow. And I remember phoning my dad and he said, you got more snow than we have. And so I'm on Vancouver Island right now, where usually we don't get a lot of snow over here.
It's so weird.
Nice. So,
sorry about that.
No, it's not you. I think someone upstairs must be in a bad mood. I don't know.
Yeah, no kidding.
How often have you been in the States?
Oh, quite often with work. And I love it. And all my friends, we all love to come down there. So many of my friends are really missing it down there. There's a lot of, it's odd that we're so similar, but we're dissimilar. As soon as we cross, it feels like we're in a new place. And my girlfriend, we always get hungry. Great restaurants and fun things, but we love to come down there. And once I'm able to cross into the United States, I'll be coming down there and visiting a lot of people. And I look forward to it because a lot of people that I've become close friends with in the last year I've never met. And it'll be nice. I'll get to go to Nashville for the first time. And I've been to Florida briefly, and I'll be going back there. I really like it. And my best friend, Trixie Gwynn of Custom Trends, she lives in Houston. So I'll be spending time there.
Oh, that's
nice.
Awesome. Yeah. So you get to go pretty much everywhere, which is really cool.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to it.
You do like a lot of work in like LA and stuff, right?
I will be. Yes. Brian Sebastian's Movie Reviews and More. The studio is there. So we'll be down there.
Wow.
Yeah. I seen, he runs that podcast, Movie Reviews and More. And I seen that you sometimes co-host on there. And, I think, you have a TV show on his network. Is that correct?
No, it's all Brian. And
Okay.
he's genius in his creation. He is Movie Reviews and More. And he's got about 8 of us girls as rotating co-hosts. So usually I do the more part where we'll have poets, writers, musicians come on, and some of the girls like Terry Marie, she's a fitness model, competitor. Jessica Heim, she's a singer, songwriter. So there's all these girls with different backgrounds that offer something different to the conversation. So it's really, it's an interesting addition to a platform.
Oh, that is really cool. Yeah, it is really cool.
I've seen a few episodes and I was like, oh, whoa, she does this show. And then I was like, Oh, it's a co-host because I saw a few where there were some with you, some without you, and then one of the episodes he had explained, and then I was like, man, we got to get you to co-host with us sometime.
I love it. I love bouncing around. It's fun. It's fun because you meet different people, different demographics. I really enjoy it.
Yeah. I mean, we've met so many people, and it's really cool to be able to do all of this in your pajamas. Because I mean, essentially, I am. So, I like it. I enjoy it. It's fun. So then I know you. This is probably like the big question that you get asked all the time. But so, how did you get from working for your family's company to doing like modeling and acting?
Well, my family, I was fourth generation working there, and then my father sold the company in April 2019, and I entered the Maxim magazine cover girl contest in August. A photographer had seen my photo and suggested that I enter into the contest, and I just never thought I would go anywhere. I thought, well, I'll do it, and then I'll be out. I'll continue doing my lumber pursuing to get a job down there in the United States. So I entered it, and I continued on throughout to all the way to the end, and I came in the top 4. And from there, I met Jimmy Starr, and he invited me a year ago to the Sue Wong Oscar Gala, and I met other people there. And just, I guess through networking and conversations, I met Trixie Gwynn, and she introduced me to Brian, and then I started co-hosting there, and then I'd go on a show and speak to people, and then I'd get a call and they say, so-and-so is going on holiday, would you like to co-host? And I said, of course. So it's been great. I really enjoy it. Because like you said, you get to meet people that you see on TV or in a magazine. You never think that you'd get to talk to them.
So what inspired you to enter the contest, or was it something you had always wanted to do?
I entered it because, well, at the time, if you ever Googled me, you'd never see me. And so I thought that I'd be in and out real quick. And I thought, well, I don't want to be that lady that wishes I had done it. And so I thought, well, I'm going to do it. Nobody will know. And I didn't tell anybody. So I just entered it just to say I did it. And then, yeah. And it was funny because about 4 weeks in, a few friends discovered it and they posted it. So I called them and I go, take it down. Just take it down, because I was still going for lumber and everything, and I didn't want it as a distraction. And then Ronnie James at Comcast out of Hawaii, he posted it. And it went on its own, and a lot of people from Europe and in Asia, they started voting for me. So it was really nice and very unexpected.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, that. So did it affect the lumber, anything in the lumber area for you?
Well, I guess COVID kind of made that decision for me, because I was still pursuing it. Then the borders shut, the world closed down, and I spoke to Brian almost immediately, and there was an opportunity to start doing podcasts, and who knew? So I don't know what I would be doing right now, because I had thought about starting my own trading firm in the United States, but I needed equity. So I was going to hopefully work for somebody to build that up. And so, like I said, God acts mysterious ways, and I'm happy that happy with technology that I'm able to do this.
Yeah. I mean,
absolutely.
Zoom makes it incredible. I mean, all of technology makes it incredible. I mean, technically, I have actually never met Nick in real life, ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Ever.
And
how did you two come together?
We met through a chat room via Discord, and we
a really creepy chat room.
Yeah, I did kind of make that sound creepy, didn't I? It was specifically for game development, and he was working on a project and things like that. So, and it just kind of blossomed from there, and I kind of found out we are exactly alike in a lot. Of ways. So. Yeah, it just worked out. Then we started a podcast.
It's been fun. I like it.
Do you guys think you'll meet? Do you have plans? Well, Florida and Texas, the bans have lifted somewhat, haven't they? So you are able to travel?
Yes.
I actually don't, because my daughter, she has cystic fibrosis. So we kind of just stay home and stay like just locked down. As much as we'd love to go out, not worth the risk for us.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
Yeah. Josh hasn't left his house in several months.
Actually, it's over a year now.
Over a year. Wow. Yeah. Over a year. And
that's where the spirit's coming from. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I was going to ask. I said, did that start? But my goodness, who knew? A year and a half ago, should have invested in Uber. Uber Eats and all those things, right?
Yeah.
Zoom.
No kidding.
Yeah. No, I didn't even know what Zoom was until this started.
Yeah.
So COVID, it basically stopped what you were doing and made you like, okay, well, you're doing something else now. And now you're just kind of rolling with that. But it's like, it seems like there's opportunities that are opening up for you. So whenever this is over, you're going to end up being able to start pursuing like a career as like doing like acting and being in larger things. That's incredible.
I'm really happy about it. And I was thinking about this the other day, that even in lumber, I was always traveling, and with this type of, if I had to come to your studio to have a show and go to another state and things like that, I'd be up and down, up and down. I wouldn't probably be able to be settled and organized and build something at home other than just a quick fly-by-night thing. So this has allowed me to create relationships, and I started writing for podcasts in the sense of doing research or introductions and things like that. And so I've just expanded a bit on that. But you're right, through that and through our guests caliber that we've had, I've met some great people. So I've got a movie to do, a music video to do, and I've done my own writing for perhaps my own screenplay one day. And so lots has been done. So I try to turn lemons to lemonade, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So is there any little tidbits of information you care or could possibly get out about your screenplay?
Well, I've got two. And the one's a comedy and one's an American. Well, they'll probably both take place in the United States. One is something to do with witness protection and a seniors facility.
Nice.
I love that idea.
And damn, I probably gave too much away, but oh well. And then the other one is an American history story to an extent, about something to do with Las Vegas and the Hoover Dam to a certain degree. So I want to try and keep it not sensational, but as true, but enjoyable as the story. So it won't be a horror or a dark show, but I hope it to be, I didn't know that about our history. So I hope it's something enjoyable and it's unique, and it is a unique story to you. So yeah.
Well, that's cool. When can we expect to see anything of that come to the light of day? Or is this really dependent on COVID?
Yeah, no, I hope that my writing is good enough that the right person likes it and sees it. And as I'm a novice, so I don't really know the rules, but I've got my little thing ready. So.
Awesome.
Right. Well, and also you have people that'll help you get to the right avenues to make it happen,
Yeah. No, and that way too. I'm very protected by some really wonderful people. So it's nice. I have never experienced any of the negative stigma you see people talk about, or even in movies discussed. And fortunately for me, I haven't experienced any of that.
That's perfect.
I noticed you got Mickey Burns' book in there in the background, so he should be able to help you out there.
I adore that man.
He's a good guy.
Actually, he was one of my first interviews, and I read his book, and it's my interviewing 101 book, and I learned so much from him about being prepared and how to conduct an interview. And when Christopher Plummer, the Canadian actor that just passed away, there's a story about him, about how an interviewer hadn't been prepared to interview him, and he walked away from the interview, and I thought, oh my goodness, I never want that to happen. And so, but it's a wonderful, wonderful book. And yeah.
Wow.
But yes, all these books back here are people that I've interviewed. So it's kind of my wall of fame.
Yeah,
amazing.
I see the Rockin' cookbook for autism. That one I love because my cousin has autism. So anything for autism, I'm all about.
I'll get you a book. I'll send you a book. It's amazing. It really is.
Oh, man.
Kenny has never asked me to promote his book or anything. I just believe in it, and it's a great book, and it's a great conversation piece. So if you can hang out with a rock star, you can cook like one.
Absolutely. I love cooking. So
that's amazing. So yeah, Josh is big on cooking. And behind me is my Hall of Fame. This is all the projects that I've acted in. I'm just kidding. I've never been in The Shining.
You sure? You look like one of the twins in the hallway.
Yeah, play with me. So you're working on all of these projects, and it's just really exciting that you've been able to do it. So are there any like memorable moments that you've had in some of these conversations that you've had about what you're going to be doing in the future? Like basically, yeah.
What was the question? I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just saying like, or I guess a better way for me to word it would be like, how did it feel when things started like falling into place for you to get all of these stepping stones and thinking back to where you were and thinking about where you're going to be going?
Yeah, well, I got a reminder that the Maxim magazine came out a year ago, and I hadn't thought about it until I thought, wow, I know a lot of people, and I'm doing as much as I can, to not be. I'm that person that if I don't have a lot going on, I get really lazy. So I love to have a lot of things going, but yeah, I'm very excited that I've been able to connect with a lot of people, and I just submitted another article for Michael Neely for his XS10 magazine, and I just am thankful that people have trust in me that they'll allow me to attach myself to my name to their name, and it means a lot. So with that, I'm happy that I've been able to do quite a bit, but I'm always conscious. I never ever want to disappoint them. I never want them to go, oh God, that's Sherry. So I never want them to be embarrassed or regret taking a chance on me. So I try to do better and better for them, just so that I don't disappoint them or my family. So
it's a good work ethic too. And I'm sure that you had the same thing when you were working in like the lumber industry, where you took a lot of pride in what you did, and it shows.
Well, there is that stigma with nepotism, and working for my father, I just, especially, among the men at home, I never wanted them to think I was lazy and I didn't deserve it. So I tried to work as hard as I could and get the best numbers I could, because I didn't want to waste their time in their shift, and give the wood away. So it's, I don't, and you appreciate things more if you work for it. But I am blessed and fortunate that I was working for my dad, because I learned a lot about business and networking. And I guess it probably laid the foundation for my interviewing skills, because I would talk to traders and buyers and wonder what their needs are and try to accommodate and learn that. And it was a lot of fun talking to Americans all over the United States. It was one of those things, when, for example, what if I was still selling lumber and I had buyers in Kansas versus buyers in Tampa after the Super Bowl, right? So you get different perspectives. Yeah. And then when your elections are going on, you hear more on the ground comments and things like that. So I learn a lot about your country and little fun things. Like, I'm not sure if it's in Ohio, but there's a sauerkraut festival I'd love to go to. So just little things that you probably would never learn about. So I'm really lucky.
So how crazy is our country that you hear about? I'm sure you hear everything.
No, my friends and us, we love America. We really do. And Canada, we're a primary producing nation. We've got oil, gas, coal, minerals, things like that. And without a healthy America, we are not a healthy Canada. So we Canadians, we always root for a healthy America. And yeah, I don't like to see violence in your country. I don't like to see it hurts my heart to see people destroying statues or things like that, because
Yeah.
I don't know. I love America. I believe in America. And I remember my dad said when I first started, he goes, those Americans, they're different. You can laugh, you can joke, everything washes off them like a duck. They're just the most fun, accommodating, inviting people you'll meet. And it's so true. And that's how I've always received people. So no, I love America. And yeah, I don't like that the media or gives off that perception that you're perceived negatively. I don't see it at all as an outsider. And my friends and I, not at all.
Well, that's good to hear, because
America.
And Alberta is kind of like Texas. Right? So there's a lot of parallels there with what they do, oil and gas, and yeah.
I think the closest I've been to Canada
I'm an old man.
was I lived in Big Sky, Montana for about a month.
Oh.
And it was just way too cold. I didn't like it. So I came back to my little hidey hole here in Florida, where the sun shines bright, and yeah. I'm hoping.
Well, I was over in Indonesia last year, and the weather's calm and beautiful and enveloping. And I think, oh, there's a palm tree, there's sand. I could get used to this. That's why I loved it when I went down to Florida, and I'm going to go down to Houston for my first time. And so I look forward to that. Yeah, I don't like being cold either. I'm that cold friend. We always have that cold friend that's always wearing a sweater.
Yeah. I hate the cold. I cannot stand it. And so I'm glad that it's starting to go away a little bit,
Anything under 77 degrees, I want none to do with.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I'll take 77 to 105. Like, that's my limit.
Really?
Yeah, I like the heat. I don't mind the heat at all.
We'll get to like 114 here in a couple months, Josh.
That's fine too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's basically what it is up on the roof. So
Canada uses Celsius, right?
Yeah. So we've been equal to about 35 degrees Fahrenheit here on average. So
Okay.
I'm a good at 72. I'm good at that Fahrenheit.
Yeah, it gets really hot here.
72 can be nice with the sun shining, but indoors, that's cold.
Yeah. So with your career, especially because once COVID stops, you're going to have avenues to keep moving forward and growing and making more connections and being in more projects. It's safe to say that you, if not already, I mean, you already are, but you're going to become like a large role model for like kids, like particularly young girls. Is that something that you're like excited to have more of, to be able to have like a platform to like help shape like young kids growing up?
I never thought about it before. I don't know. Well, hopefully, again, I guess that ties in with the people even older. I just don't want them to think, I don't know Sherry Nelson.
Yeah.
So I just, I don't know. Maybe it's a Canadian thing or a Nelson thing. I'm just very conscious to not hurt people's feelings. I just don't like to see, life can be tough as it is. So I don't like to make it tougher on people. But yeah, young girls, I'm not that Me Too girl. I don't blame men for everything. Either you work hard for a job, and if you don't get it, then keep on trucking, trust me, I got turned down for lumber jobs, and, perhaps it was because of my citizenship, but I had to figure out what did I do wrong and fix it and keep on moving. That's one thing, I think young girls have to learn. It's all about hard work, getting along, it's, you're lucky to have friends. It's not, I didn't get it, so who do I blame? So that's the message I hear often in my perception of what I'm hearing, and I don't like that, and so I don't think anybody's following me, but if they did, I'm not that girl that blames people if I can't get where I want. So like if I want to get a screenplay done and if it's rejected, well, I got to figure out why and fix it and maybe try again.
Yeah, I highly respect you for that attitude, because that's an amazing attitude to have. Like, I mean, that's something that's rare now.
You guys got to find on YouTube Danger Cats. Oh my God, it's fun.
Danger Cats?
It's so
Danger
fun.
Cats?
I'm a hillbilly from way back, and you'll love it. So it's a Canadian thing. It's a fun thing. But no, I really don't like people blaming people for things. I really don't. And you know, and because I'm a woman and I'm a female, please don't pick me because of that. Don't. I want to be picked on merit, because then I feel the reward's not as good, you know, and I'm sure there's probably issues out there, but I'm not going to weigh up my day on it. And I'm not going to, you know, tell kids to use that as an excuse. So anyways, I'm not that girl.
Yeah. Well, then that makes you a very, very good woman to look up to for young kids, because they're going to see somebody that's strong and able to like think critically about, you know, situations and fixing problems. And that's awesome. Yeah.
Somebody level-headed and somebody who's independent, don't need no man.
The only time though that I really like though is my fun thing is, like we were talking earlier about alcohol, is I am always intrigued about the male-female perception, you know, like I was talking to this one guy and he was saying something about beer, and they were knocking one guy about his beer. And I said, what do you think if a woman drank that beer? Only because I like to see perceptions. I remember a lot of girls, they're like, oh, if he's drinking Pilsner. Oh, I shouldn't say name.
Oh, yeah, you're fine.
But, you know, if he's drinking Jack, that's good. So it's always funny, or guys think it's sexy when a woman can drive a stick. So I'm always curious about how you see sexy versus how we would see a sex, you know, things like that.
I don't think that what they drive or how they drive matters to me. I do like a girl who likes whiskey.
Yeah.
I'm hoping. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, see, I'm hoping that the whole like, can you drive a stick type of thing, I feel like that hopefully might be fading out slowly, because like so much is automatic now, you know.
Well, I was going to say, I don't think there's many sticks out there to buy anymore unless, you know, it's a used vehicle. But I remember I took this one course and it said to see how an audience reacts at an event. And so I went to a hockey game, and we were watching the hockey and you know, there's fighting and things like that. And I remember the women, when they did fight, the women would be like, good job, Johnny. You're doing okay. You're doing okay. And the men are like, kill him. Right here. I love that kind of men are from Venus, women are from Mars. I love to see different interpretations of things.
It's funny.
I gotta ask. I mean, it's kind of in the balance, kind of not. But I love seeing how many women are totally into the sport of hockey. And being a Canadian, I'd imagine you love hockey.
I do love it. They lost me though on the last strike. I love NFL. I really love football. And yeah. But I do like my hockey. I do, because you know, when I was in lumber, I wanted to have something to communicate with the buyers. And I've never seen a live basketball game though, and I know that will change my perception of it. And I saw my first live baseball game. My dad, it was his 75th birthday, and he had been a fan of the Dodgers since they were the Brooklyn Dodgers. He and my great grandfather would go up the mountain and feed the horses that were the horse loggers. And so for his 75th birthday, I bought him tickets to see the LA Dodgers, and I saw them and I love them and they're great. And they won the World Series last year. And yeah, so it was good. Too bad there's no crowd though, right?
I know. It is really weird seeing the no crowd. Like
and like Super Bowl too, but yeah, Super Bowl is my thing. I love it.
I can't stand the watching the new sports nowadays, because knowing and seeing nobody is there, and I'm still hearing like a crowd in the background of the sound. Yeah. It's like, why? Let me just hear the game.
It would be weirder. It would be weirder, in my opinion, if there was silence.
It wouldn't, because then it would actually be a little bit more like you're there at the game. Because if, like, when you go to a hockey game, I like watching them practice when it's like nobody's really talking. There's a few people at the ice, and I'm pretty sure it's like that with all the other sports. But I love that part. I love that aspect. It's more personal.
Do you guys know any of the professional athletes? Because I'm curious how their mindset is during the game when there's not that crowd. Does it help their focus? Does it lessen their drive? Like, I'm curious. Yeah.
That is actually a wonderful question. And there is a possibility, I don't know this for sure, but I went to school, elementary school, middle school, and high school with one of the members of the Chiefs.
Really?
Yes. So I might be able to get him on the show. And if so,
if not, can we say that Sherry Nelson will co-host with us and ask you a bunch of questions? I mean, we'll find somebody. I'll get a hockey player if I can.
If you guys want sports, I got some friends, but no, I'm curious what that does to their morale without having, because I don't know, are athletes to a certain point after time, do they, I could never be a politician. I couldn't do that type of spotlight. I have a hard enough time now, but I wonder over time if they need that energy of the crowd to really, because, I'm not good at the gym. So I got to really have loud, pumped up music with a good bass to get me going to the gym. Yeah. So do they need that of the crowd? So
that's a good point. Now I'm wondering if the sound that I'm hearing is they're playing that in the stadium for them.
Man.
I wonder. I don't know.
Maybe.
I didn't think about it that way. So
if I put myself in the shoes of a professional athlete, I would really want that crowd.
I think so, because it'd be like practice.
Yeah. I feel like I would take it more seriously. You're wanting to show what you've been working toward and show the people that are literally watching you, I don't know. I feel like I would like that. And because I used to, I don't want to say I used to because I still do every now and then, but I used to be a really big skateboarder. And I would be working on something skating. And if I had a group watching me, it pumped me up. And I like that, So I feel like
it's the showmanship in humans.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we are.
And not everyone can ride a skateboard like that. Like you guys, that's a talent. It really is.
It's a lot of fun, especially when you're doing tricks downstairs and stuff.
We love saying, "Look what I can do."
Yeah.
No, I was listening to your show about you not going to the hospital when you had a concussion, because you made a good point when you said all they're going to do is put a flashlight in my eyes, but the long-term effect, you really should.
Yeah. So
I hope you didn't listen to that whole episode. All right, so Sherry Nelson knows about both our buttholes. That's. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
You're writing, and I'm like, say what now?
Yeah, our injuries episode was definitely an eye opener for people that are wanting to get a listen to us. Yeah, so I have a dent in my head.
Shocking. We all need a little of that.
There you go. Yeah.
All right, good. We'll go with that.
So we are going to take the quickest of breaks real quick, and when we come back, we are going to talk more, and we're going to get mindless with Sherry Nelson.
Thank you for staying tuned in to the Mindless Morning Show. We hope you're enjoying another fun-filled episode and would love to hear from you. If you're listening, be sure to follow us and leave a review. If you're on YouTube, please like, comment, subscribe, and click that notification bell to be alerted anytime a new episode drops. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your show.
Hey everybody, we are back with Sherry, and we are going to ask her some stupid, mindless questions like we usually do. So, the question that I wanted to ask is, what is your favorite zoo animal?
Elephant.
An elephant?
Uh-huh.
Did you know that elephants actually think that humans are cute, in their brainwaves?
How do you know that?
Yeah, I was about to say, how do they even measure that?
Okay. I read it in an article that they have, I guess, they've scanned, like they've done like testing on elephants, like with their brain waves, and they have the same type of brain waves that humans have when we see like a cute puppy. Like,
Really?
yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good. At least they don't think we're like a mosquito.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
What?
I'm happy to know I look cute to an elephant. That made my
Well,
day.
you don't.
Oh,
You don't.
all right.
Other people
Damn.
do.
Oh, the mohawk is cute.
See? There. Elephants love it. Everyone loves it.
When's the last time that you can recall that you've been like lost, whether in a car or in a building or just like don't know where you are?
Oh, every damn day. Google Maps. Oh, my friend.
I can understand that.
No,
I
it's not
too.
me. It's Google Maps.
Yeah,
She's in a
dude.
mood.
Yeah, Google Maps. I am so thankful for GPS because I'm all over town all the time going to houses I've never been to. And before
Sometimes that doesn't help you. If you have construction, dude, the GPS will throw you right in the middle of where you can't go.
Well, one time
That's
I was
true.
in northern Alberta and I was on my GPS and I'm clipping along on Highway 2 and I'm thinking, this is great. And all of a sudden it takes me on a detour. And I'm in a farmer's field and I'm like, what is going on? But mine had rerouted me away from a road checkpoint. So there was a police checkpoint for some reason and mine just went rogue and we went
Well, that's a
sightseeing.
nice GPS you got there. That's like the criminal GPS.
Yeah,
It's ahead of time.
Yes, I'll take one.
There you go. You can get away with anything there.
Well,
the
there
criminal
may be-
GPS.
The drunk global positioning system. Here,
Yeah.
go this way. It's okay.
That got me. That's good. So is there, this is a stupid, they're all so stupid, but is there a fortune cookie message that you actually have remembered that you've opened?
That's a good question, actually.
Actually,
I guess.
I was in Indonesia and God bless my girlfriend. She opened a fortune cookie and I always thought they're supposed to be positive. And she opened hers and it said, "You are not that good looking." And I went, what? And it did look like it was put in there. And I'm thinking, but she's so funny and she laughed loud. And I read that and I thought, did you put? So yeah, that's my most memorable, but it wasn't mine.
That's okay. That's awesome. So my friend, when we were kids, we went out with his family to eat, and he got one that said, "Refrain from getting on an airplane for 4 months." And
The same author.
yeah, well, we looked into it because it was so weird. And it turns out there was a few guys that got fired from the factory that printed fortunes.
Oh.
And they went back into the factory and they made a bunch of negative ones. And he got one of those that got shipped out.
Oh my goodness. That's
Yeah.
good.
That cracked me up. Yeah. Okay. So a dumb one turned into a decent one. Maybe that'll happen. So what would you say your level is of being claustrophobic?
Which is extremely. I'm very claustrophobic.
Okay. So
I have a hard
you would
time
not.
with mask, and it's that bloody sound when you get on a plane when it's that vacuum packing of the door when they shut it. Oh
Yeah.
no. And I didn't realize that I was that claustrophobic, but yeah, the
I
mask
hate
was-
flying.
Yeah.
Flying terrifies me, but yeah, being in tight spaces, because I used to have to work in like confined spaces where you have to like get the training to like have the little gas or the oxygen blowing down there and testing the air. I hated it, every bit of it.
I bet
'Cause-
it probably has a scent, and you probably get triggered by it everyone because that dust smell. So maybe it's
Oh, yeah.
you're so confined and
Yeah.
oh geez, I can feel it right now. Yeah, I'm with you.
All right. Well, then I guess you guys aren't going to be my apprentices at work because I have to get in crawl spaces all the time.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Yeah.
I'll let you handle that.
Okay, fine. I will. This is a really stupid one, but I feel like it's kind of fun. Have you ever had a mishap with a stapler?
Maybe, it's a girls will relate. No, if a button falls off and you're late for something, use a stapler. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
No, I haven't.
That's good. That's like so the reason why I thought of that one is because my 9-year-old, she wasn't paying attention. She was watching a show and she was doing art and she stapled her hand. And,
Where on her hand?
It was
not
like
the webbing, right?
Yeah, dude. Like right there where like right here in this little spot where you're, for those of you that are not watching on YouTube, where you're like in between your thumb and your pointer finger in that little skin area. I think she was like, I think she was like moving the paper and like stapled and got her so.
Did she have a scar still? Because you can always pretend it's a little tattoo.
Right. No, she doesn't have a scar from it, and she took it pretty well. It looked, I mean, I was like taking it out of her hand, like, oh, this is crazy. So
yeah.
Have you ever needed to use crutches?
No.
Me either.
Oh,
that's a good one. That is a good one. Yeah, I've never needed to use crutches, and I'm glad you have not either.
Now that we say that, where's some wood? I got to knock on it.
Oh no! Yeah, no kidding. So this is actually kind of relates to your career, getting into like media and in the arts. Do you do any like arts with painting or drawing or anything like that?
No, I'm that girl. Whether it's drawing and art or dancing, I know what I want to happen. It's not going to happen. Can't dance, can't paint. But
so
I mean, there's got to be like
no rhythm.
No, I doubt that.
Here, we're gonna dance right now. I'm just kidding. Like, all right, this guy's a loser. So what is a holiday that you're not like a really big fan of, if any?
Probably Christmas.
Really?
Only for the fact that it's too commercialized. The stress that it brings on people, and taking that from a person who thinks Super Bowl is the best holiday of the year. That's mine. So,
there you go.
So anyways, I love the coming together with a big turkey dinner, but this year nobody was allowed. So that, or just anything that's becoming too commercialized where you feel obligated or forced to buy stuff to tell even Valentine's Day. Prove her you love her by spending 3 paychecks on a pendant. I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't either. It's definitely gotten out of hand, and there's expectations, and it's so hard. Like I would get stressed, like trying. And I mean, my wife and I, she's a lot like you as far as that goes. Like it's not like a huge thing. Yeah. And so
I always love to entertain. I love to cook. And so I do that as often as I can. But it's when people get stressed out or, they've spent so much because they felt they'd had to, because God bless the little people, but they tell their friends what they got, and you don't want that one child that got nothing. And so it's,
Oh yeah.
The psychology of it, I guess.
So you like to cook then? So unrelated to my little dumb list here, but what's the most recent thing that you made?
I do a good roast. I like doing a roast. And if you guys, for the bachelors out there, I love, the comfort food. Well, you guys should have had this last week. If your elements were running, I know you had no power, but if you like scalloped potatoes, because I love it with American cheese, and throw in there some garlic sausage, and it's a meal for it's a good one.
Oh,
the best comfort food.
I love food. All food. So much food.
Yeah,
in our community,
proof.
in our like communities for the game that we're making, and our podcast community and stuff, almost every day he posts a picture of his food in there. He's like, "Look at this."
I love it. I love food.
Yeah.
Do you like to cook?
Yeah, just love food in every way. And
what's your specialty?
steak.
Really? Oh, I always want a good steak recipe. So is yours an easy recipe or a multiple spiced?
I use a lot of like spices and seasonings. Like I'll use different things and sometimes different methods, but for the most part, like it really just depends on where you get the meat. The meat is definitely it could be bad, it could be good. Like you're not gonna make a really great steak out of a Walmart meat. I mean, you might.
What's your favorite cut if you're gonna make a steak? Like if you're having a barbecue, what's your preferred cut?
Ribeye. I love ribeye. I like the fat. I like the marbling of it, the texture that it gives, and it's just so good.
I remember Martha Stewart had one where she said, use the knife, use the fork, and then you can get sticks of garlic butter, and just put that on there, and just let it soak in there with a little salt, so it really penetrates, and then it's just a simple.
So what I'll normally do is I'll melt a bunch of butter, and I have like little minced garlic bits and some garlic juice, and I'll put that all together, soak it in the bag with salt and pepper, and just let it marinate overnight, and then add some seasonings to it, throw it on the grill. So good.
Really?
So good. I mean, I'm not Ramsay over here. I'm just some Florida boy who cooks to please my hunger. So that's it.
Man, I like food. Definitely one of the best things in the world.
What is your favorite type of food?
Mine? I like seafood. And I was talking to a friend of mine, and he's got a cooking show, and I'm so intrigued by this. He's looking for people to come on the show and make a unique twist to an average meal. And he said that he had a lady do an upside down salmon. And what it was the salmon was baked upside down with shrimp on top. So I didn't ask, so I don't look like a dummy. So does that mean, shrimp are bottom feeders? So is that why it's called upside down? But I never, right? And so I thought that's it's a good conversation piece if you're having people over, right? Salmon and steak. And
there you go. I mean,
all of this sounds really good.
Yeah.
I wish I could say I like seafood, but
it's so good.
I only like very, very minimal things. Like the texture kind of throws me off, and I don't.
Oh, really?
Like the food, like when I see it at restaurants and stuff, it looks amazing. It looks like it would taste really good, looks good, but I know it doesn't. I don't like the texture. I don't like the I don't know. I can't get over that fishy taste or smell. Well,
they say if you like whitefish, because whitefish is hard for me to make, but they say if you get the whitefish and then you get, I think it's olive oil, margarine in the tub, and you let it fry in that takes away the fish taste.
So I had a shark steak once that my buddy said that he marinated it overnight in milk and lemon juice. And I almost tasted no type of like seafood ever. It almost kind of tasted like pork, but like a very distinct pork. It was very, very good. And that was the only time I had. You'd think they would
curdle, right? You'd think.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it was very pasty white, but then again, I also never seen shark steak in my life, so I didn't really question it. I just assumed like, yeah, okay, that's what it looks like.
Yeah. Well, my girlfriend, she was from Brazil, and they said that they would marinate their steaks in Coca-Cola. I've never done it, but I'd like to. Right?
Wow.
It'd be fun, like if you had a party and you did different types of marinade. You had the guys over, and then the next day is the barbecue. And just do a taste test and see what worked.
I can see how that works because the Coke will help caramelize it, and it'll. I'm gonna try this.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm gonna try this next time.
Try it in that new Dr. Pepper cream soda.
Yeah,
I already drank all that. That's gone. I gotta get more.
The Dr. Pepper, the cream soda, Dr. Pepper.
So good.
Yeah.
That was good.
So what is your favorite drink? Either soft drink or liquor or both?
Both. Yeah, both. No, but I'm a Pepsi girl. I like Pepsi, but you know what? Our Pepsi tastes different. In the United States, I like Coke. It's weird. Yeah,
Really?
I think because is it the right term? They're distilled in Canada. Our Pepsi versus yours. Like I like our Pepsi here. I like Coke in the United States. And then for my drink, of course, I like rum and Coke. You know, I love that.
Yeah.
But then, you know, I always like a pretty drink. So I'll have a Jolly Rancher martini if I'm wearing a nice outfit. It always has to match. So
yeah.
So what kind of rum do you like to drink?
Well, I've got some Gubba rum coming to you.
Some what?
Gubba rum.
Gubba
So,
rum. This sounds
I'm
amazing.
the spokesperson for Gubba rum, and it's chemical-free, preservative-free, and it's distilled in Denver, Colorado. And there's a Gubba Gold, and it's vanilla-based. So there's a hint of vanilla, and it's very smooth. And then there's Gubba Silver, and it's got a coconut base to it. And if you guys aren't, you know, some people don't like a sweet dessert, but if you pair this with a really sweet, it takes the edge off the sweetness. So, yeah, I was telling him that you've got some rum coming in a perfect world, you'd have it right now, and you might, you know, drink me to a 10 or go easier on me. So,
wait, are we not being nice to you? Did we do something?
We're being nice. Calm down, Josh.
I'm just making sure. She said we'd be easier on her. I want to make sure that we're being easy. I was being nice. We're being nice.
okay, now he knows booze is coming. You have to go nice.
Yeah. Exactly.
No, I do love my booze. That's for sure.
And so you sending us this rum is, for one, incredibly nice of you, and it will also be like the first time I've drank something other than beer in several years.
No. Oh, I want to be there. Actually, you know, I was on a show last week and I was terrified. I was nervous. It was 3 comedians, and because comedians scare me because you guys are so smart. You're very quick, you know, and I was so nervous. And with the
Mindless.
and the storms, they didn't get the alcohol, and then they finally got it. So Matt called me and he said, would you mind popping on? And I said, well, I don't want to impose on the guest. And he said, no, just come on for a minute. And I felt, oh God, I'm that party guest that just won't go home. So anyways, I got there and they drank it and they liked it. So yeah, I hope you like it.
Absolutely. I love.
Yeah, we might convert you. You never know.
I love rum.
Oh.
And the one rum that I've had and know I love it's a rum out of Haiti. It's called Barbancourt.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard that?
No.
It's very, very good. I will try to see if I can find it and send you a link to it. It's amazing. I once had a student who he was from Haiti. He visited his hometown and he came back and brought me a bottle. And he's like, oh, here, try this out. It's the best. And it really was. It was so good. And
what made it so good? Was it an aftertaste, the instant taste, the texture?
It was super smooth, like very, very smooth, kind of like a really nice, smooth sipping whiskey. And it had a nice, distinct taste to it. I can't quite pinpoint what the taste was, but it was very clean buzz as well. It wasn't like anything where I like had a headache after or the next day or anything like that. It was very clean. Loved it.
Well, and that's why I'm hopeful that people will enjoy the Gubba rum for that fact, because you know it's the sugar in the mix that you put with your alcohol sometimes, or it's just the sugar or the chemical. Well, with anything, you know, if you eat a lot of bad food the night before, that's the hangover.
Yeah,
but,
I am so excited. I'm so excited.
I'm nervous now. Do you want to break that 7 years?
Yeah. Like you sending that to me, I'll drink the whole bottle in one night.
Yeah, we're gonna actually make a whole show. It's gonna be the whole show. You're gonna see Nick drink rum for the first time. We're gonna like have a sports somebody from sports on.
We're gonna drinking game.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah, mindless drinking game. Oh,
absolutely.
That right there is a pretty good idea. We already do.
Yes.
Yeah, I think Will has mentioned a few games. Anytime. Go ahead.
There was there was a couple of things they were because we haven't even been doing this podcast for all that long, but we pump out like multiple episodes a week because we're weird, and and people have already gotten used to our mannerisms, so they've already said, like, if you guys had a drinking game, so and so, if so and so says this or because they know us already, so they'd easily be able to be a mindless drinking game. I think you
should, because that way you get your audience involved in the show, like they feel like they're really a part of it. You should use like the first drink game anytime someone says the word the. No.
The. Oh gosh. But, or my downfall would be the word like.
Really?
Man, anytime I tell a story, I always say there you go. I just said it.
And I
said it again. Yeah. Well, I can't stop saying it, and it's driving me insane. But he said he said like this, and like I was over there, like I don't know. I do it a lot, but I don't think I make it too noticeable.
I never noticed. No, it's good. No, my first interviews, I did a lot of ums.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm doing a lot of
Yeah. Okay.
We had a bunch of ums in the beginning, to where when I was editing and looking at like the wavegrams, I was actually able to recognize the just by noticing the line. I was like, wow, we say this way too much to where I shouldn't be able to memorize this.
Wait. Me too?
Both of us, dude.
What?
Because that was when I was doing both the separate tracks, and that's why editing took forever. But
yeah,
I got lazy.
When we started, we were babies. We're better now. We got better equipment now, at least.
Yeah, helps definitely with the post-production.
I am just super excited now for this rum. I'm not even like it's really.
It's not even just the rum now. Like we got to have another show with her co-hosting. We got to have like a sports person. We got to get you completely trashed on rum, and like
yes.
It's gonna be a great time, and you're gonna have to let us know where we can send merch. We will send you merch, so we'll send you a whole shirt. We got it all.
Okay, I'd love it. No, I am not getting anything sent up here. I hope to come visit down in the States next month and customs and cost, blah blah blah. So no, I've been. Poor Brian, my boss, I'm going to start paying rent because he's getting a lot of stuff in his little spare room there. So.
Oh yeah.
Well, we're going to send it to Brian, and we'll get everything over there then.
We will.
I kind of wish Super Bowl was coming up where we could watch an event or something. Well, what events do you guys like? What's your thing? That'd be fun to do, a show, or if not a 4-hour sporting event, but it'd be fun to have a drinking game and commentary and laughs and see how I do.
That's a good idea. That is a
now
good
that
idea.
I think about it, we could play. Have you ever heard of the Jackbox party games?
No.
Okay, what is that? Y'all were talking about that the other day, and I don't know either.
So it's basically like different types of games. So it just depends on like the pack that you have, but there's different games from like anything from like Pictionary to guess the sound of like a sound bite. What do you think it was? Or
okay.
Even ones where like you have to kind of draw something and you bid for it and try and make the most money by the end of it. There was another one we played that had like bomb defusals. There's so many different. It's like a bunch of variation of mini games. I think that would be fun to.
Yeah, it would be.
To play, and because there's so many different types, we could always just switch them out. So,
we drink the whole time, right? That's
absolutely. So
I'm gonna make it part of it.
That's it. We're drinking with Sherry Nelson. We're gonna see if we can get like a sports guy here, and we're all gonna play some Jackbox party.
Yeah,
I'm excited for this. I'm really excited for this. Oh man! All right, well. Let's see. I don't know if you have any other questions. I'm looking through here, and actually, I did have one question a little bit going back. how was it for you going through like the acting in Hollywood, your journey through Hollywood, getting into some roles with like John Wick too, and I think I saw It on there. That's pretty cool. I haven't actually seen the new It.
Yeah, no, it was just like extras, so not anything pivotal, but they'll be starting to film a movie I'll be in. It's called Warrior of Eight Flags. So, and it's Stephen Chang, and he's out of Vancouver, and I'll be an FBI agent, and I get to hold a gun.
Oh,
as a Canadian, that's
yeah.
a big deal.
Yeah.
So have you ever shot a gun?
Well, probably when I was in high school, and I'm so retarded that, I'm watching and I'm shooting, and I think, oh, I'm going to take the airs out of the tire. You know that it ricochets backwards, right? So anyways, I'm no good with anything. And oh my goodness, we were shooting off fireworks a couple summers ago, and I just thought I'll be an observer, and I get too excited. And so I had one in my hand, and I go, ooh, and I aimed at my boyfriend. I'm like, oh, I go, looky. So no, keep anything sparkly or volatile away from my hands.
Okay, well, I'll be very interested to see how you do as an FBI. So
if I come over there and we're doing a drinking game and someone happens to have fireworks, just slide those away from me.
I don't know. I kind of want to watch and see what happens. And they're like, here you go.
Yeah. So we had a little get together for 4th of July when I was a kid, and a bunch of the people that were setting off the fireworks were like total rednecks and didn't know what they were doing. And
people. Woo!
Yes. Well, they were running around like barefoot too, and it was like rocks and I don't know. They just were running around barefoot, shooting off fireworks, and all of the tubes that shoot the fireworks off were not like screwed down to anything. So the wind blew all of them over, and they started launching off into the crowd of people that were.
Oh! Oh my God. No, I just get so excited I lose my mind. So, oh my goodness.
I'd pay to see that.
It was good stuff. It was good
Trust
stuff.
me, it'll be free. No worry to pay.
Well, it has been an absolute honor and a pleasure to talk to you. You're very a fun-spirited person, and I appreciate you spending the time you did with us. And
thanks for having me. I'm glad that you invited me. It means a lot. And I always have a soft spot, for Florida and Texas. So thank you. That was nice.
Anytime. Anytime. We are available pretty regularly, I would say. So
great.
Yeah, we can definitely like do some more stuff, shows and whatnot. For sure.
Yeah, no, that'd be wonderful. Thank you. And I'm sure you'll enjoy the rum.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yes, I cannot wait.
And before we go, though, is there absolutely anything that you want to tell our listeners, any kind of message you want to spread to the world?
Watch Mindless Mornings every damn day.
That's it. Right. I'm gonna like clip that sound bite, and we're gonna use that somewhere.
America.
Awesome. Well, alrighty. It's been a pleasure having you, and we thank you again for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for tuning in to the Mindless Morning Show. We hope you enjoyed it, and we greatly appreciate you guys picking us out of the many great podcasts out there. Now go enjoy your mindless day.